opportunity to relive this historic speech. So,
This Lalita Dhara in the audience, she she edited the speech, Swamiji's speech, 1893 for me. We did 12 minutes, and I've been reciting that for many years now. That's Lalita Dhara over there. Sisters and brothers of America, it fills my heart with joy unspeakable to rise in response to the warm and cordial welcome which you have given us. I thank you in the name of the most ancient order of monks in the world. I thank you in the name of the mother of religions, and I thank you in the name of the millions and millions of Hindu people of all classes and sects. I am proud to belong to a religion which has taught the world both tolerance and universal acceptance. We believe not only in universal acceptance, but we believe not only in universal toleration, but we accept all religions as true. I am proud to belong to a nation which has sheltered the persecuted and the refugees of all religions and all nations of the earth. I am proud to tell you that we have gathered in our bosom the purest remnant of the Israelites who came to the southern India and took refuge with us in the very year in which their holy temple was shattered to pieces by Roman tyranny. I am proud to belong to a religion which has sheltered and is still fostering the remnant of the grand Zoroastrian nation. I will quote to you, brethren, a few lines from a hymn which I remember to have repeated from my earliest boyhood, which is every day repeated by millions of human beings. Ruchanam Vaichitrayat Drujukutala Nana Patjasham Nana Maiko Gamyastava Masi Payasam Arnava Eva. As the different streams having their sources in different places all mingle their water in the sea, so, O Lord, the different paths which men take through different tendencies, various though they appear, crooked or straight, all lead to Thee. Sectarianism, bigotry, and its horrible descendant fanaticism have long possessed this beautiful earth. They have filled the earth with violence, drenched it often and often with human blood, destroyed civilization, and sent whole nations to despair. Had it not been for these horrible demons, human society would be far more advanced than it is now. But that time has come, and I fervently hope that the bell that tolled this morning in honor of this convention may be the death knell of all fanaticism, of all persecutions with the sword or with the pen, and of all uncharitable feelings between persons wending their way to the same goal. Science is nothing but the finding of unity. As soon as science would reach perfect unity, it would stop from further progress because it would reach its goal. Thus, chemistry could not progress farther when it would discover one element out of which all others could be made. Physics would stop when it would be able to fulfill its services in discovering one energy of which all others are but manifestations, and the science of religion become perfect when it would discover Him who is the one life in a universe of death. Him who is the constant basis of an ever-changing world. One who is the only soul of which all souls are but delusive manifestations. Thus is it through multiplicity and duality that the ultimate unity is reached. Religion can go no farther. This is the goal of all science. The whole religion of the Hindu is centered in a realization. Man is to become divine by realizing the divine. Idols or temples or churches or books are only the supports, the helps of his spiritual childhood. But he does not abuse anyone's idol or call its worship sin. He recognizes in it a necessary stage of life. To the Hindu, man is not traveling from error to truth, but from truth to truth, from lower to higher truth. To him, all the religions, from the lowest fetishism to the highest absolutism, mean so many attempts of the human soul to grasp and realize the infinite, each determined by the conditions of its birth and association, and each of these marks a stage of progress, and every soul is a young eagle soaring higher and higher, gathering more and more strength till it reaches the glorious sun. Unity in variety is the plan of nature, and the Hindus have recognized this. The Hindus have discovered that the absolute can only be realized or thought of or stated through the relative. And the images, crosses and crescents, are simply so many symbols, so many pegs to hang spiritual ideas on. It is not that this help is necessary for everyone, but those that do not need it have no right to say that it is wrong. Nor is it compulsory in Hinduism. To the Hindu, then, the whole world of religions is only a traveling, a coming up of different men and women through various conditions and circumstances to the same goal. Every religion is only evolving a God out of the material man. And the same God is the inspirer of all of them. Why then are there so many contradictions? They are only apparent. It is the same light coming through glasses of different colors, and these little variations are necessary for purposes of adaptation. But in the heart of everything, the same truth reigns. I will tell you a little story. A frog lived in a well. It had lived there for a long time. It was born there and brought up there, and yet was a little small frog. It every day cleansed the water of all the worms and bacilli that lived in it with an energy that would do credit to a modern bacteriologist. And in this way, it went on and became a little sleek and fat. Well, one day, another frog that lived in the sea came and fell into the well. Where are you from? I'm from the sea. The sea? How big is that? Is it as big as my well? And he took a leap from one side of the well to the other. My friend, said the frog of the sea, how do you compare the sea with your little well? Then the frog took another leap and said, is your sea so big? What nonsense you speak to compare the sea with your well. Well then, said the frog of the well, nothing can be bigger than my well. Nothing can be bigger than this. This fellow is a liar, so turn him out. That has been the difficulty all the while. I am a Hindu, I am sitting in my own little well and thinking that the whole world is my little well. The Christian sits in his little well and thinks the whole world is his well. The Mohammedan sits in his little well and thinks that is the whole world. I have to thank you of America for the great attempt you are making to break down the barriers of this little world of ours, and hope that in the future the Lord will help you to accomplish your purpose. If there is ever to be a universal religion, it must be one which will have no location in place or time, which will be infinite like the God it will preach, and whose sun will shine upon the followers of Krishna and of Christ, on saints and sinners alike, which will not be Buddhistic or Brahmanic, Christian or which will not be Buddhistic or Brahmanic, Christian or Mohammedan, but the sum total of all these, and still have infinite space for development, which in its Catholicity will embrace in infinite arms and find a place for every human being, from the lowest groveling savage not far removed from the brute, to the highest man towering by the virtues of his head and heart, almost above humanity, making society stand in awe of him. It will be a religion which will have no place for persecution or intolerance in its polity, which will recognize divinity in every man and woman, and its whole scope, its whole force will be centered in aiding humanity to realize its own true divine nature. Offer such a religion, all the nations will follow you. May he who is the Brahman of the Hindus, the Ahura Mazda of the Zoroastrians, the Buddha of the Buddhists, the Jehovah of the Jews, the Father in heaven of the Christians, give strength to you to carry out a noble idea. The world's parliament of religion has become an accomplished fact, and the merciful Father has helped those who labored to bring it into existence and crown with success their most unselfish labor. My thanks to those noble souls whose love of truth, whose large hearts and love of truth first dreamed this wonderful dream and then realized it. My thanks to the shower of liberal sentiments that has overflowed this platform. My thanks to this enlightened audience for their uniform kindness to me and for their appreciation of every thought that tends to smooth the friction of religions. A few jarring notes were heard from time to time in this harmony. My special thanks to them, for they have, by their striking contrast, made the general harmony the sweeter. Much has been said of the common ground of religious unity. I am not going just now to venture my own theory, but if anyone here hopes that this unity will come by the triumph of any one of the religions and the destruction of the others, to him I say, brother, yours is an impossible hope. Do I wish that the Christian will become Hindu? God forbid. Do I wish that the Hindu or Buddhist will become Christian? God forbid. The Christian is not to become Hindu or Buddhist, nor the Hindu or Buddhist to become Christian, but each must assimilate the spirit of the others, yet preserve his individuality and grow according to his own law of growth. If the Parliament of Religions has shown anything to the world, it is this. It is proof to the world that holiness, purity and charity are not the exclusive possessions of any church in the world. That every system has produced men and women of the most exalted character. In the face of this evidence, if anybody dreams of the exclusive survival of his own religion and the destruction of the others, I pity him from the bottom of my heart and point out to him that upon the banner of every religion will soon be written, in spite of resistance, help and not fight, assimilation, not destruction, harmony and peace and not dissension. Thank you very much, sisters and brothers of America. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. That was absolutely riveting. And may we take this opportunity to please thank you. So one second. Mr. Chaudhary would like to felicitate. Would you just like turn around?